Hey there, folks! Today's video is a little bit different because it's mostly me trying to advertise for a campaign that I've been wanting to run for quite a while now. The campaign is set in the southern states of the US in the Fallout universe. So for any of you out there that are avid fans of Fallout, this might be the game for you, as I'm looking to actually have a setting mostly in the Louisiana state, but I'm branching out into several of the surrounding states as well, so I've had to rework the name. My brain is a little bit fried right now, but because it's a little bit fried, I have the fine, lovely help of my artist Zen to explain some of how the game works. Zen, please take it away.
In this tabletop campaign, skills and stats work very similarly to how they were done in Fallout New Vegas, but with some changes to fit the tabletop's landscape. For skill checks, it will automatically succeed if you meet the bare minimum DC for the skill just by having it set with a certain number of points invested in that skill. But if you do not have that bare minimum or more, you can still try to succeed by rolling a stat check. To do the stat check, you roll a d20 and add the number for the associated stat that the skill is represented under. In order to succeed, you will have to meet or exceed the skill check that is required. Just like in traditional Fallout, stats only go up to 10. So in such a case, even if you have maxed out the stat and roll a natural 20, that is only going to add a 30 to the overall skill check. This will always guarantee a success unless it is a very high skill check and you have a very low amount of points invested in that skill. This is where the team aspect comes in. Because this is a tabletop campaign and not a single player video game, you do not need to try and build your character to be a skill monkey in order to ensure success. Instead, you can allow for another player who is more specialized in what needs to be done to try and make the check instead. The reason this is done is for simplicity's sake and to avoid slow periods during sessions. It is also designed this way to prevent min-maxing, as this game is more about working together as a team to survive the dangers of the wasteland. The best way to have fun with this is if everyone participates with what their characters bring to the group. There are a handful of races that you can choose from, but there are no set classes. Instead, it relies on how you build your stats, assign your skills, and what you pick for your specialization. All of this will help diversify your character more.
Now, due to everything, I have taken some liberties with the setting because this is set about 300 to 310 years after the bombs had fell, and progress in Louisiana was not stalled as long as they were in the capital wasteland or in the Commonwealth. In fact, it didn't take much more than 50 years before people on the outside decided to try and re-establish the world as they knew it before. There are a lot of places in this setting which will look very reminiscent to pre-war America, and then there will be some that look super advanced, as there are certain factions who value technological and scientific progress, but are not like Vault-Tec and trying to use wacky experiments to make life hell. But due to these experiments, there are two unique races for this setting that you can play as, out of the 6 races that you can choose. For these 6 races, you have Human, Ghoul, Super Mutant, Synth, Miremen, and Clawborn. The Miremen are essentially genetically bred and altered Mirelurks, specifically those of the Mirelurk King variety that have been genetically manipulated to be mostly of human genetics, but keeping some of the powerful abilities of the Mirelurk King that revolve around psionic power. As for the Clawborn, they are essentially the same as the Miremen when it comes to how they were created, except they were the subject of Deathclaw, specifically Deathclaw native to a specific region in the setting that actually gained the mutation of breathing fire. Now, being mostly bred into a over 70% human genetic makeup, they still have some ferociousness to them and they still look similar to Deathclaw, But both the Miremen and the Clawborn are very, very human in how they look, outside of a few details that definitely harkens back to their original species that they came from. Nonetheless, with the racial choices as well as the traits that you can choose, the specializations that you can pick from, and how you can build your character, there are innumerous varieties of ways you can build your character to be whatever you would like for this setting. Now, hopefully I've inspired some of you to check out what I'm talking about. I will put information in the description for those of you who might want to reach out to me and see about actually joining the campaign. I am going to be hosting it on Discord. I do actually use a different app called MRPG for keeping character sheets, and I will be getting the Avare bot so we can simply roll dice to determine how things go when the moment arises. We will be doing voice-based sessions, so if you're a little bit iffy about doing voice chat to have a session, this might not be for you. But for those of you who don't mind and are interested and love the Fallout setting and seem like this might be fun for you, please let me know and let's have some fun together. I hope you all have a wonderful day. God bless you all. Thank you, Zen, for providing audio for the video. It's much appreciated. Everyone have a wonderful day. I love you all. Goodbye.